Hey friends, it's Alex and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is my January and February book haul. This is 2-in-1 because I just didn't get around to posting a January one at the beginning of February, so here we are. So January went well. I only got 6 new books in January, and then February just went downhill. Very downhill. I read like 5 books in February and I think I acquired like 14. I was thinking 20 because it's 20 altogether for the 2 months by 14. So yeah, that wasn't the best month, but oh well. But I will just get into January. I forgot what month it was, but yeah, I will just get into January. So I picked up Pluto Volume 8 by Arasawa Tazuka. It's by the same person who wrote Astro Boy, and it's a mega series. It's only 8 volumes long, so this is the last one. I've been trying to collect them all up. I've got 5 of them now. I've not got them in order. I've just got them as and when I can get them. But I've nearly got them all. I read this in the past and I read up to volume 7 and I can't remember why I didn't finish it. It was a very long time ago, so I want to finish it off. So I've been collecting them up so that I can read the whole series. I also got my pre-order of Godkiller by Hannah Kana. This book is beautiful. That is like 99% of the reason I pre-ordered this. I am interested in reading it. Obviously it's a fantasy and I love fantasy and it sounds interesting. But yeah, the reason I pre-ordered it in this hardcover edition is because it is beautiful and it's got these amazing sprayed edges which are stunning. I am obsessed. It's also not very long. How long are you? It is under 300 pages, so hopefully it will be a quick read and I'm looking forward to getting to this one. I'd like to get to it this year, so hopefully I can do that. I also picked up Hellbent by Leigh Bardugo. Obviously I had to pick up a copy of this. I really enjoyed Ninth House, so I'm desperate to move on. I kind of hate this cover, but oh well. What I do really like, which Ninth House has as well, is beautiful foiled spine. It's stunning. And it's also got really nice end papers, which I actually somehow didn't know, but that's really pretty. And Ninth House is like a sort of fantasy dark academia. I really enjoyed it and I'm really looking forward to carrying on with this one. But I think, well, I need to reread Ninth House first because I don't really remember a lot about it, and I think Beth and I might buddy read them. I can say this is the first book I got this year. Just remember that bit of ordering, and that is Chilling Effect by Valerie Valdez. My boyfriend Jez actually got this one for me. We were in Waterstones and we decided to try out him just picking me a book completely at random. I'd never heard of this before. He'd never heard of it before. He just picked it because he thought it looked like something I'd like based on the cover, I think. And I have already read this one and I did enjoy it. It was good fun. It was a good choice by him. I don't know if I'm going to carry on the series, but I did enjoy this one. And then the last books I got in January are 2 parts of a series, and that is Daughter of the Pirate King and Daughter of the Siren Queen by Trisha Levenseller. These are the Fairy Loot editions. I've been waiting for these for a while, so I'm really glad they've arrived. And they've got these ship sprayed edges. They're beautiful. I'm so happy I got these. They're such stunning editions. They've got like really nice foiling under the jacket. I've read one of Trisha Levenseller's books and I really enjoyed it. I have these 2 on my TBR and another one, so I definitely want to get to these soon. I've just realised I haven't been reading out the synopses of these, and I also don't think I'm in centre. I hope that's better. Anyway, I haven't been reading out the synopses of these, but I think I'm going to carry on not doing that because I've got a lot to get through, but I will link them all down below. Anyway, that was January. Those are all the books I got in January. Like I say, it was a much better month in terms of buying. I didn't buy too many and I was happy about that. And then February it all just went wrong. I do sort of know the order I got these in, so I'll do it a little bit in order. But yeah, basically at the start of February, end of January and start of February, Jez and I were in New Zealand. I have family there and we went to visit them and Jez came with me. It was really nice, and so I got some books there. But I got Babel by Rf Quang. This is another dark academia and it's to do with like translation, which I that I don't really know much about it at all, but just that alone sounds really interesting. And I picked up Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldry. I've been wanting to read this one for ages. It's apparently a cozy fantasy. I just really love the sound of it. I can't wait to dive in. I've heard nothing but good things. I think he's also like got a new book coming out soon, so I'm excited to see what I think of this one. And then I also got The Dawn Hounds by Sasha Stronic. I'd never heard of this one, but Whitcoulls, the bookshop in New Zealand, was having a buy 3 get 20% off sale, so I picked this one up. It's apparently a queer Maori inspired fantasy and the author is Maori, so I was really keen to just check it out for that reason alone. When I got back from New Zealand, I had a few books that I had pre-ordered waiting for me. So one of them was the Heartstopper Volume 3 Fairy Loot Edition. These are stunning. I've been collecting these up. They've got like these beautiful foiled designs on the naked hardcover and sprayed edges. I just love these so much. So this is one of the ones I have read already. I've read all of Heartstopper up to Volume 4 because that's all that's out so far in print. I don't know where it's up to on the webcomic, but I love this series. It's about Nick and Charlie and their relationship, and it's just so wholesome and sweet and lovely, and I can't wait for Volume 5, but I'm going to be so sad when it's over. I also had some Goldsboro pre-orders. I think that's part of why this month has been so big of haul. That was a weird sentence, I'm sorry. But I had a lot of pre-orders come through, so that has made it more book heavy. I don't know what it's been a weird week. Anyway, I got The Jaguar Path by Anna Stevens. This is book 2 of the Songs of the Drowned. Book 1, The Stone Knife, I think it was called. And this was, the book 1 was one of the Goldsboro Sci-Fi Fantasy Fellowship books. So I wanted to pick up the sequel in the matching Goldsboro edition. It's got sprayed edges again, and it's signed and numbered. I have not read the first book, so I don't know what I'm going to think of it, but I'm looking forward to trying it, and I've got the sequel now. And then similar sort of thing with this next book, I have The Tyranny of Faith by Richard Swan, which is book 2 in the Empire of the Wolf. I think it's a trilogy. Book 1 is The Justice of Kings, and I've heard it's like a fantasy murder mystery, which I'm really excited about. So I grabbed book 2, even though again I haven't read book 1. I just want to check it out. It just sounds cool. First book sounds cool. At least I don't know what this one's about, but it's also got really cool sprayed edges. I think it's helmets with swords crossed through them. And then the final pre-order that had arrived while I was in New Zealand is Chain of Thorns by Cassandra Clare. I have been like going off Cassandra Clare in the last few years, or even months, years. I've wanted to finish out this series. I don't actually know at this point if I'm going to read the next Shadowhunter series she writes. I kind of want to know what happens because of how I think it's the Dark Artifices ended. Yeah, how the Dark Artifices ended. I kind of want to see what happens next in the world in the modern times. But yeah, I picked up this to finish out this trilogy. I don't know when I'm going to get to it. Hopefully this year again. I would like to get to this one this year. I don't want to just leave it because with how I feel about these books now and how I've just kind of outgrown them, if I don't put some effort in, I could very easily just never get to this. So I will make an effort to read this year. I was sent a book for review by Harper 360, so thank you very much to them, and hopefully I will read it and review it soon, but I have a lot to read in March. But that is Flower Heart by Catherine Bakewell. I just love this cover, it's so gorgeous, and it was described as a cottagecore fantasy romance, which that just had me hooked just from that little description. I love the cottagecore aesthetic, and I love fantasy, and I do love a bit of romance sometimes, so I'm definitely excited to pick this one up. It's also a standalone, which is nice. I love my fantasy series, but sometimes it's nice to just have a fantasy standalone. So I'm really looking forward to that one, and there will be a review on my blog at some point. My blog is always linked down below. And then moving on to the last few books, I picked up some more epic fantasy books. First of all, I got the Farsier Trilogy by Robin Hobb. I've already read this. This is another one I've already read, so these aren't like adding to my TBR. It's the Assassin's Apprentice, Royal Assassin and Assassin's Quest, by the way. But I read these during Becca's catch-up book club, and I don't really remember what I was thinking at the time because I decided not to continue on and to unhaul my copies, even though I enjoyed them and gave them all 4 stars. So I don't know why I did that. So I thought I'd buy them back. I like having them on my shelves, and they're really nice to look at. Like, they're a really nice set. And I would like to carry on with the Realm of the Eldlings. I don't know if I'll reread these ones first yet. I guess it depends on when I get around to carrying on with the Realm of the Eldlings, because I've got a lot of other fantasy series to read. But I would like to carry on and get back into it because I did actually enjoy these. I gave them all 4 stars. I don't know why I decided that I needed to get rid of them because I didn't like them. Crazy brain. I also picked up, I'll put a picture here, I picked up the Willful Princess and the Piebald Prince. I always get them confused. It's the Willful Prince and the Piebald Princess, but it's not. So I picked that up, and I have read that one. I read it the day I got it. I really enjoyed that too. I gave it 4 stars. So I'm glad I picked that one up. And I think the same day that I bought that, I also picked up The Heroes and The Wisdom of Crowds by Joe Abercrombie. So the current series for Becca's Catch-Up Book Club is the the First Law World. So these 2 books are part of that. I won't be getting to them for a while, but my Waterstones hasn't had like any Joe Abercrombie books in for a while, and when I went in it had these 2 in, so I thought I'll just grab them. I think I'll be getting to this one this year, and then this is like the last book in the whole First Law World that's out at the moment, so I won't be reading this one till next year, but I picked it up. I'm over halfway through the first book and I'm really enjoying it, so I know I want to carry on with the series and the read along. So yes, that is my ginormous book haul for January and February. If there are any you think I should get to as soon as possible, let me know and I will try and prioritise them. There are some I do want to prioritise, like I said, the Trisha Levenseller series and the Hannah Kaner book I really want to get to soon, this year if possible. But yeah, those are all the books I got in January and February. Hopefully March and the rest of the year will be a bit more under control than February was. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please give it a like and comment and subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!